Okay, here we go. Focus. I am speed. One winner, 3 losers, and I drink losers like beer. Maybe a little beer could help me warm up. No, stay focused. Speed. Faster than fast, quicker than quick. I am the scout.
Hey Scout, you ready?
Oh yeah, Scout's ready. Welcome back to Class Breakdown, and today we're talking about Scout. Scout is probably the most picked class for new players. I mean, he has a grapple hook, which is by far the most fun mobility tool in the game. Like, just look at this. You can just pick a point on a ceiling and just fling yourself just off any surface across the map. Tons of fun. You can cancel fall damage with it. Instant dopamine every 3 seconds or so. This not only makes Scout a ton of fun, but invaluable for doing objectives and team play. Most missions involve either mining or grabbing something, which Scout is uniquely suited for. Having a Scout speeds things up since his grapple hook makes getting around to hard to reach places faster, easier, and more efficient than any other class in the game. Scout and Driller are very similar in this way. Both are great to have on your team for the convenience factor. Driller drills. I know, only my 9,000 IQ brain could come up with this commentary, but hear me out. Driller's tunnels are nice when the terrain is inconvenient. Scout's mobility is nice when objectives are inconvenient. This ironically makes them a very good pair, despite what the community thinks of Scouts and Drillers existing next to each other for 0.5 seconds.
No, fuck. No. Driller. Please, fuck. No, please. Driller. Driller. Ready to blow.
Scout's extra mobility is great, but it can be dangerous if you aren't careful. See, as previously mentioned in the last episode on Gunner, the Caves of Hoxie's are cruel, and there are multiple ways to be instantly immobilized. However, the people who made this game are very good at game design. So they gave Scout the one thing his kit was missing to be the ultimate support for completing missions. The super flare gun. No, not that kind of super. Just get out of here. Back to what I was saying. Alright. The super flare gun makes everyone's life much easier because being able to see makes finding things easier. You know what? Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. Bring back the pro tips list from the last video. Yeah, that one. Yeah. I know I only have 4 videos, but I already have recurring bits. Pro tip numero vir. Being able to see lets you see. I'm a genius. A true modern day Diogenes, some would say. Now, Scout's mobility is truly insane and off the hook, but his horde clearing abilities are tuned down to compensate. Scout's primaries all have less ammo than the other classes' primaries do, so you really have to pick your engagements well, and if you don't, you're going to feel underpowered and out of ammo in a lot of situations, which Scout is not. Now, to get this point across, let's just compare the first primary weapons of Scout to the rest of the classes. Gunner has a minigun that chews through enemies like nothing. Driller gets a flamethrower that works as one of the best sources of crowd control in the game. An Engineer gets a semi-auto shotgun that, when paired up with a sentry gun, can demolish swarms. Scout gets an assault rifle. Now wait, this doesn't mean Scout is bad at dealing damage. That's just not true. It means that we have to deal it out differently. The name of the game for most of Scout's builds is weak points. 2 of his 3 primaries have mods, not overclocks, but mods that let you lean into weak point damage. So it's a theme for him. Now, if you do fully commit to weak point damage, this makes Scout ideal at handling targets that are the most threatening to him, that being fast-moving and ranged enemies, because dodging projectiles is harder than dodging grunts. The other thing about fast-moving and ranged enemies is they either tend to have low health pools or big weak points, or both. And this makes Scout's primaries ideal for taking out these targets that are dangerous to him. When it comes to Scout's overclocks, you have the ones that let you make your gun do what it does but more. Think AI stability engine or active stability system or shield battery booster. These are all pretty standard when it comes to playstyle. Hit weak points, manage your ammo and heat, and just do more damage. These don't dramatically change your playstyle. Then we get the weird shit like electro minelets on the deep core. Hell yeah. I am in love with both hipster and super cooling chamber, which are on the opposite ends of what an M1K overclock does. And Drac has conductive thermals, which I really need to try with a team of drillers on a dread mission. Scout's primaries are weird and you really have to have a gimmick with them or else you'll just feel underpowered, which Scout is not. Speaking of Scout's power, his secondaries are all burst damage. You have a super shotgun that sets things on fire, a pair of SMGs that gives you bonuses for mag dumping, and a crossbow with special ammo that you can really do whatever with. These all sound pretty simple until you see a Scout b-hopping at 60 miles an hour because special powder is a thing. Now, if that's not your style and you just want a boomstick that does damage, then I will recommend jumbo shells. It is very fun. Now, the Zhukovs are probably the weakest out of all of his secondaries, but listen. Cryominelets is really fun, and so is embedded detonators, so I'm not going to complain. And the crossbow. Where to start with this thing? It really has just a ton of different builds you can do with it. Not only do you have 3 types of special bolts, which have unique effects, but then you can also radically change the main bolts into being bouncy. You can make it shoot 3 times. Or, you know what? Just everything's on fire now. Everything's on fire. Scout really has 2 main play styles. The generic one, which is zipping around the map, dodging packs of grunts, and nailing high-value targets with damage while fending off anything that gets too close with your secondary. And the other is just Rube Goldberg machines of killing grunts. Like Marker Praetorian with a pheromone, group up grunts, jump in, overheat your gun for maximum damage, and then set them all on fire. Or we group up grunts, throw cryominelets on them, and then use blow-through rounds. Or the entire process of electric reload is effectively a Rube Goldberg machine enough for me. Get weird with it. Find a gimmick you like and master it. If someone complains about how it's not meta, which never happens, like I've never had that happen to me before, but just like have fun with it and win and prove the haters wrong. Like we're here to have fun, and there's so many cool overclocks that might not be the best, but are still fun to use. Just try it out. Oh, right, I almost forgot about Scout's grenades. Scout's grenades are an example of peak game design. So Scout as a class isn't about doing damage. He's more about picking off targets, moving around, all this stuff. So his grenades aren't meant to do damage. They're meant to make dealing damage easier. IFGs don't deal out damage, but they do make hitting weak points very easy and combo with certain weapons. Cryo grenades are the simplest out of all of these. You freeze an enemy, you deal 3 times damage. They also kill Magterra very easily. And pheromone grenades get packs of enemies to group up, which makes hitting them with AoEs super easy. Pair this with a satchel charge from a driller or a fat boy from an engineer, and you will be in the money. And I have mixed feelings on boomerangs. Really, all the other grenades have game-changing effects, but you only get like 4 or 6 of them. With boomerangs, you get 8. So just spam them. You'll stun most targets, and then you get away. And yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. Bring what you feel like. Bring what is fun for you. Scout, at his core, is a support class. Sure, he doesn't drill tunnels or set up zip lines or even lay down platforms, but a good scout will use his mobility to benefit the entire team. Now, whether it's grabbing aggro, debuffing enemies, knocking out high-value targets, or just picking up a teammate who was out of position, or hell, just getting Nitra for a resupply for the team, you're there to help. Like, Scout is probably the hardest class to master, but a good Scout is invaluable for quickly completing objectives. Just remember, stick with your team, and try not to die on the ceiling. It's alright to suck. I suck. Just be the mineral guy. It happens, you know. Also, side note to you greenbeards who are playing either engineer or scout, if someone is pinging a mineral vein, they either want you to platform under it or for you to go get them. And depending on which class you're playing, do that, you know? Make everyone's life easier. And that's all I have on scout. Now, before you go, I just want to take a second and say thank you. I was not expecting the Gunner video to do that well. I wasn't expecting to hit 100 subscribers so quickly either. And I wasn't expecting everyone to be just so nice in the comments. The Deep Rock community truly is special. Thank you, everyone who liked, commented, and subscribed. I am deeply honored that you enjoyed my content enough to do those things and take time out of your day to watch me talk about the dwarf game. And thank you to you, the viewer, who made it to this part and is hearing me say these words. It really does mean a lot. Rock and Stone. Funny clips go here in the script.
I was about to say, clip this and then just shoot you.
You know what you have to do, right?
I said I was going to. You know, I changed my mind.
Posit your load and Molly.
Not the first time I've been told that. Oh, I ran into a wall.
I don't know where...
It makes me cackle that Scooby's name is Scoobert Doobert.
No, what? Scooby-Dooby... Yeah, this is like it's Scooby-Doo. Hold on.
It's Scoobert Doobert.
What is
Full name?
Scooby-Doo's full name? There's no way. Scoobert Doo. Scoobert Doo. There is... You've gotta be shitting me.
Yeah.
I have my clip for the ending.
Scouts primaries have lower ammo. Scouts primaries all have lower ammo pools.